everyone, welcome back. Just like my upload schedule, the theme of this video is going to be consistency, or lack thereof. With some of the matchups in this video, we're going to start to see some of the cracks that happen with Lance in this game. So this is the equipment I currently have going on. We have full battle armor. Currently none of the slots are being used, but I might fill those slots later. We have the paralyzer, which I'm not going to be using too much because of the slight amount of green. It's not too great, but it's useful for what we're going to be dealing with right now. Coming into the armory here, we have this Longhorn Plus, which I am going to make. Not going to equip it right now though, I'm just going to be keeping it for future use. And on the iron side of things, we have a Paladin Lance, which I just need 4 Macrolite for, which I will be making, because I think I want to make something for one of the later trees down the line. And of course we still have the Paralyzer, which I think I'm going to be going for the Venom Lance. I think that's going to be a decent upgrade for me in the future. I did want to make a Black Belt Lance, but unfortunately some of the materials for that lance, the Congalala coins, I can't obtain them without using a weapon that isn't the lance. You would do this in the training school, but I wanted to keep this a pure lance playthrough, as someone would if they were maining Lynx, for example. So, unfortunately, because I can't use lance, I'm not going to be acquiring those coins, and I decided to skip over that weapon for now. So, we're gonna have a very simple intro, just the Blango slaying tactics, 10 Blangos. Very simple, nothing too exciting for now, just to get things rolling again, get into the gist of things again. I haven't played this game for a long time, as I'm sure you've noticed. So yeah, let's go. A bad habit that I have is I didn't take the supply items from the box, which is just the usual speed runner brain nonsense going off. So just mining here, see if I can catch any Macrolite. It's very unlikely, but it's good to check. Three pokes is enough to kill these guys, it's pretty nice. How rude. Okay, I think it's time to deal with our first potential roadblock for this weapon type, which is the Daimyo Hermitar, Big Crab. Now I'll explain during the fight why this can be a weird matchup. Right, here we go. He's gonna start by walking backwards on us first, but a paintball will interrupt that. I didn't eat my rations before the fight, which was a little bit foolish, but that's fine. I'm sure we can make it work. So they do give you sonic bombs here, which will hopefully become relevant, and you can see why. So for the Daimyo Hermitar, we're going to be aiming for the face mostly, if we can help it. As you can see, he has these fast swiping attacks with his claws, which can trip you over. And if they don't trip you, he has the potential to stack a lot of damage all at once. There's his bubble beam. Be very careful with that bubble beam, it does a ton of damage. And not only that, he has a hitbox on his claws as well. So it's not just the beam itself you have to worry about, but also his claws. Very nasty attack. I'm going to be sharpening a lot during this fight, unfortunately. But that's the way it goes sometimes. big jump attack, you just want to back up a lot for that attack and stay clear. You can get wind pressed by that attack, so it's best to just do many hops, stay out of his way. Oh, I get a paralyze here, which is very nice. I get plenty of hits on the face. Just some back hops and you should be able to reach perfectly fine. Unfortunately, I'm down to yellow, so I will be bouncing. But I don't mind sharpening. I'm going to be sharpening a lot, which is fine. I just like the paralysis. I think it's a cool status. You can hop all of his attacks. They don't have many attacking frames, so they are relatively easy to dodge. But it can be a little bit awkward if you get stuck on his big body and you're not able to get out of the way. A simple block will also do the trick. He's digging here, so you just want to run around in circles to keep yourself safe. Sometimes he'll aim directly for you, sometimes he'll do a random pattern like he is now. But his last one will always be targeted relatively close to where he started, and that's usually where he'll end up last. So as long as you're not running into the same direction again and again, you shouldn't get surprised by his last dig. Nice big stagger. Camera freaking out there. Right, he is rage mode, so we want to be a bit more careful. It's good to note... Oh, he was leaving. Okay, well, this gives me an opportunity to talk. It's good to note that a pretty safe spot for this monster is between his legs. So, down his left side or down his right side. You can get swiped by his claws still, but you avoid most of the big things like a big forward-facing lunge and his bubble beam attack. You can dodge those by staying at the side of his legs. You do lose the damage, but you gain safety, which I think is important for Lance. However, as you can see with the claws there, he pulls them back on his bubble beam. So if you are too close to his front face, while between the legs like so, you can still get hit by the claws. So you kind of want to be more towards the shell, as opposed to towards his face if you are using his legs as sort of like a safety spot. We have a Capaloss over there annoying me, so I'm gonna mostly stay in my little safe spot and just try to keep myself safe, see if I can back hop through. Oh, I couldn't. Unfortunate. I was hoping I could squeeze between the little gap there and bring myself towards the face, but I wasn't able to in this instance. Oops. I'm just gonna block this. And yeah, Capaloss unfortunately is being very annoying right now. Got a flinch, so I'm gonna use this opportunity to sneak a quick heal in if I can. He basically reverted that heal. Not the best timing for a heal. Although I'm just going to watch him for a second, play very safe. So I do want to be careful about what he's thinking. Quick back hop to the safety spot, side hop to the safety spot. I did get swiped though, unfortunate. He's digging, so I just want to clear the area. That was... Right now he is targeting me, and he switched to random, so I'm going to heal here. Okay, he decided to appear next to me this time instead of where he originally started. Oh, big stamina drop there. Is he leaving? Yep, he's left. So that is something you want to be careful of. You want to make sure that your stamina is relatively high. The charge with the shell along with the wind press that follows can be very damaging to your stamina, so make sure you keep an eye on that. Okay, so we have a tell right here that he is weak. So, hear that sound he's making? People describe it as like a gurgle. That's his weakness. Not his weakness, it's the sign that he is in fact weak and ready to capture. I'm also going to wait a second so you can get a good look at his mouth. Maybe you've already noticed it. Oh, he's left again. So, if you can get a good look at his mouth, you see like a purpley black kind of foam that comes from it. But that is also a sign that he is in fact weak and ready to capture, along with the gurgling sound that I described earlier. So nice paralysis, and fantastic. I get a taste of my own medicine. Ooh, I'm taking a lot of damage. This is not good. You want to block that always, that is big damage if you get hit. Ooh, small monsters are really doing this crab some favors. Let me do a quick shout them. The last thing I want to do right now is bounce. Let's try and get rid of this sand if I can. Making the camera blurry. And he's left again. That's fine. Gets me away from the small monsters. It's not fun being harassed. Here we go, final showdown. Just gonna quickly go to the side, and he's dead. So hopefully that has explained the matchup as best as I can. There are some things, unfortunately, he didn't show, but I will put up a demonstration of that on the screen. Sometimes he'll do this guard mode. He'll clench his body up, and anything that you shoot at him will be reflected, and any attacks you do with a melee attack will bounce off him. And that's what the sonic bombs are for. The sonic bombs can break him out of this guard stance, if you will. Although sometimes it's kind of hard to react to. By the time he's done it and you've selected sonic bombs and put your weapon away, it's already over and you might as well go back to attacking him again. But it's a unique piece of mechanic, if you will, to fight him with. Overall, I would consider this an even matchup. Some people may disagree with me and think that it's Lance favored, but I think the speed and the hitboxes, I think it kind of favors the crab more than it favors the Lance. If someone was to say that it is a winning matchup for the Lance, I think that's a fine opinion to have, but I personally think for someone who's less experienced at the game, might find the crab more difficult. For this upcoming fight, I will be upgrading my armor, because I'm taking a lot of damage. So I currently have 11 armor spheres, so I can upgrade all my pieces twice. So, apparently there was a quest I missed. I thought I was going on to the urgent. However, looking at the list, I missed a gathering quest. A killing from mushrooms. Deliver 10 special mushrooms. Nothing too special, nothing too crazy, but we have to get it done either way. Just picked up the map this time, so I can show you a good routing for this if you want to do it quickly. You can go to 7, where there are mushroom spots there. You can grab a couple, they're behind the tree, if you weren't aware of where they were. But most of the time I like to start with area 10. This corner here has mushrooms. It's interesting to note that if you can't find any special mushrooms or any mushroom gathering spots, the moss line are actually indicators of where the mushrooms are. You can see these guys walking around and sniffing around in different areas, and they can show you where mushroom gathering spots are. So this usually gives 5 special mushrooms for this single area. Here we are, nothing else here. And right by the exit in area 3, there is another gathering spot to get the rest of your mushrooms. And if you want to be really fast, you can actually bring a firecaster with you to teleport back to the camp and then just deliver. I, however, didn't bring one with me, so I'm going to take the walk back. Here we go, the next urgent. The ruler of the snow. Blangongo. I usually just call him Blango for short. So, this might be a little bit more rough. Alright, first bit of tech we can do. If we immediately leave the area and come back in, we're going to despawn one of the Blangos he actually starts with. That will make the start of this fight a little more easier. Less distractions, less hassle to deal with these guys. So I'm just trying to deal with them as quickly as I can. The less they're around, the better, trust me. They will purposely try to stun lock you into the Blango and get you killed. So, just try and take these guys out. Blango's digging, so we're okay. Now that they're gone, we can put all of our focus into the big guy. So, first thing that should be said is that this guy has a lot of mobility, as we're already seeing. He hops around a lot, and those hops do damage. They do chip damage, which is very annoying. And that chip damage builds up very quickly. It's certainly no joke. So just try to be careful with the way he's moving. Try not to rush into this fight. Try to take it slow if you can, because things like that happen. His back hop is very devastating in this fight, especially since we're a lance user. Mobility is already a big issue for us, so dealing with a monster that has high mobility, like the Blango, is going to be quite cumbersome. As you can just hear there, he did a roar, which can, in fact, spawn more Blangos. Sometimes he can roar and the Blangos don't spawn, you just have to hope that you're lucky. As you can see, he throws a rock there that can split into 4 different shards. Most of the time, the shards go into diagonals, so like an up left, down left, up right, down right sort of pattern. So they're quite predictable most of the time to dodge. So we can just roll away from that, so we don't have to dive it most of the time. Unless we are stuck near a wall and then always dive. So he's in rage mode here. He only spawned 1, which is good, but I would prefer if he spawned none, obviously. Oh, that's unfortunate. I was next to a wall there, so there's kind of no escape for me. The Blango's being passive, so I'm glad about that. I'm just waiting for an opportunity to start attacking this Blango here. Be careful when he does that charge there, like he's doing right now. A lot of the time, he will want to hop again. So try not to be close to him whenever he's doing that, because he might back hop you, like so. So always be aware of that. I'll just take a second to see what he's doing. There we go. Nice ice breath, so I can sheath my weapon. Catch up to this small one here. I missed. That's good. Blango is gone. I'm just going to back hop a few times on this rock throw that he does. He back hopped with the throw, unfortunately, so I wasn't able to keep up with him. That's sort of just the objective here, you just want to keep up with him. Careful of that swipe, it is very fast. Just going to walk here, I'm in no danger. Walk there. Getting tripped now. I want to move away from the wall if I can. As we all know, walls in Monsanto are very dangerous. Just gonna take a quick ration here if I can. I might get punished. I did, unfortunately. That's alright. gonna look for a sharpen here. I can get it now. That's the beautiful thing about battle armor, the quick sharpen. Definitely one of my favorite skills. Very convenient. I'm gonna greed some hits here. Definitely not what I would advise, but I'm quite a greedy player, if I'm being honest. Oh, we did get a spawn in, which is very unfortunate. Oh, I got a paralyze here. So I'm just gonna stay behind him here and have him body block against the blunder for me. I'm gonna sheath up. Oh, I got tripped there, that's not good. Just roll away from that. If I get hit, I'm probably dead. Well, I'm most certainly dead. Take the potion. I'm probably gonna get punished. That was bad. Nope, I'm good. Yeah, that was a bit of a greedy potion if I'm being honest. But I did get away with it. I'm mostly going to be keeping my eye on this small blunder here. So we're going to come into this area. There are going to be 2 blungers in here by standard. So while the blunger's on this platform here, I'm going to take the time to get rid of one blunger and then deal with the other during the fight. There we go, now it's just me and you. That wasn't very good by me, but I managed to get away with it. Big slap there. I'm against the wall, so this is extremely dangerous. I'm going to be forced to block here. Block that. I'm going to try and walk away if I can. This is a good time to sheath. Oh, I got hit by the raw. He's desperately trying to spawn some more blinders against me, which I do not appreciate. I kind of want him more in the open. There we go. He might hop though. Yeah, he did. He tends to hop a lot when he does that charge move. Another trip. Again, his turnaround trip is very annoying, especially for a lance. Oh, that was very unfortunate timing to lose my sharpness. That was just 3 damage for him. Oh, he's leaving me. Oh, never mind. He's not leaving me, he's dead. So, the mechanic I didn't get to show off, he might have shown it actually and I just didn't realise. When you paintball him, there's a chance that he will shake his fur and remove the paintball from himself. This is quite a unique mechanic, and as far as I know, I don't know many monsters that actually have this mechanic. But this guy does, he can remove paintballs off of himself. I think it goes without saying that this is not a good matchup for Lance whatsoever. His high mobility, his ability to trip you constantly, his ability to spawn small monsters, it's just everything that Lance hates. So after that, we unlocked the 4-star quests. So let's do something a lot more chill to wind down, shall we? We'll start with a simple gathering quest, the coal quest. This will be good because I'm actually looking for ores right now to upgrade one of my lances, so this will be a good thing to do. I'm actually going to come to the peddler here. I'll buy a Farcaster, just to speed up the process a little bit. There's not much special to say about this quest, it's just a gathering quest. But it is good to note that we have unlocked the volcano. Volcano is very good for its mining spots. So if there's any ores that you need to grind out for, this is definitely the place to go. So this is what I generally do for the coal quest. I grab 5, from any of the mining spots in this area. I go to items, I deliver them, and then I go back to collect the rest of the 10. Since you need to deliver 15, you can't do them all in one batch. So I like to deliver 5 and then come back to get the rest of the 10. So since I managed to get a decent amount of Mechalite ore, I'm going to upgrade to the Paladin lance. And if we get just 3 more Mechalite ore, we can get the Rampart, which is a pretty chunky upgrade. It has 1 slot, 299 attack, a big chunk of green, and 6 defense. With that mining, we can get our upgrade here, the Rampart. So, for the last quest of the video, I thought I might do something a little bit special. It's not a required quest in the game, but I did some grinding off screen, and I unlocked this guy, the Lone Black Garuga. So here's the Yangaruga. I think, depending on who you ask, they either love him or they hate him. I personally love this guy. He's one of my favorite monsters in my top 10. He's just a unique spin on a pre-existing monster, and I think he's just really fun to fight, no matter what weapon you're using. But today it's going to be Lance, which is quite new for me. I don't usually fight this guy with Lance. As you might be able to guess, he does have a lot of similar attacks to his distant cousin, the Yankukyu. So it should be familiar to fight for you if you are used to dealing with Kukyus at this point. But as you may have noticed, he has a fireball. The fireball is exactly the same as you would find on a Rathian. So if you're used to the way that the Rathian likes to throw fireballs, then this fight should be perfectly good for you. He does have something unique to a Yankukyu, is that he has an ear-piercing roar, which he can activate quite quickly. And sometimes it can catch you off guard when he's enraged and give him a free hit if you're not very careful. You should do it here. There we go. So you can block it. It's very easy to block. Sometimes you can do it very quickly and then unexpectedly. Something that is unique to the Yangaruga compared to a Yankukyu is that it has a status ailment, and that is poison. It can actually poison you if you're not careful, so make sure to not get hit by that tail of his. You can cut it off, which is also unique to the Garuga compared to a Yankoku. I was ready to block there because he does have a triple fireball variant, which he shows you in the cutscene. So he's quite relaxed for now, until he just started to rage, and this is where his speed really ramps up. And things can get a lot more dangerous for you. Just like a Yankoku, I'm going to stay on his left side, if I can. I'm just going to block there, just in case he wanted to charge me. Yankoku spin their tail in a counterclockwise manner, so if you stay on his left side, you'll have more time to react to it. As you can see, he does have a Rathian style backflip. If you get hit by that, you are taking a ton of damage and a poison, so be very careful on that thing. I'm just going to do a couple box hops there, block for the charge. Usually when he turns fast like that, it's usually an indicator that he's going to try and charge you down, so always be ready for that. Try to not stay directly in front of his face if you can help it. It's kind of just asking to be charged. Try to stay at the side of him if you can help it. Nice triple fireball. Get some pokes in on the head. Just gonna block and move forward there. I wasn't sure if he was gonna fireball or charge me, so that's safe and sorry. The ability to walk forward while you block is very good for this fight. You might find yourself using it often when you're unsure of what his next action is going to be. That's one break on his face. The Garuga actually has 2 breaks on his face. Let's see if I can get some hits on the tail, see if I can break that. Garuga is quite known to have good weapons, so if you can break all of his parts, you can possibly get one of his nice weapons. And their Purple Fiend, which I like a lot. There would be more I could say, but unfortunately there's just really not much to say about this guy. He really is just like a amalgamation of a Yankoku and a Rathian put together. But I mostly just fight this guy because I think it's really fun. I think it's a really fun fight. I think if you're used to fighting Yankoku and you're used to fighting Rathian, then this should just feel very familiar to you and shouldn't be too much trouble. Though he is quite fast at times. Would be nice if I could get a tail carve here. There we go, very nice. Yeah. I kind of saw that charge come in. Just try not to be directly in front of his face, as I said. He likes to sneak in charges like that, so always be wary of like the angle that you approach him at. He will try to pull a fast one on you. Oh, he went to 2 so he could limp. He's probably gonna want to go to 6 at this point. Oh, I got him. Managed to grab his attention. As you might imagine, this is a great matchup for the Lance. Just like a Yankukyu, he's basically the same thing, but with some extra upgrades added to him. It's not too much more complicated than a regular Yankukyu. Just stay on his left side and block what you need to block. Make sure you're not directly in front of his face so you can get insta-charged, like I did, twice. And that's gonna be all from me for today. Hopefully next time it won't take several months to make another one of these. But I do appreciate the fact that people want these to continue to be made. I do see the comments that people leave that they want this series continued. I do appreciate it, I do see those, and I will try to be quicker next time. I do only plan to hunt the monsters that are required for progressing in the village. There will be some exceptions, like the Yangaruga, while not required to essentially beat the game. It is very much fun, so I wanted to do that matchup for the video. If there are any matchups that you personally would like to see that I might not cover, please let me know. I'll probably follow requests later on in the series after I've done the things that I feel like I want to do. And yeah, have a good one everyone.